Welcome to the Nuka News Network, the news no one cares about. I'm Ricky French here with Dan Colley. Got a lot of interesting and hilarious stories coming up this week. What do we got, Dan?
I don't know how hilarious some of these stories are, but how about the atomic booze? That's one huge ass fish you got there, Ricky. And let me tell you a joke. The Pope, a doctor, and the guitar player from Aerosmith walk into a Zoom meeting.
Nuka News Network, the news no one cares about. Yes. How are you feeling this week, Dan?
I'm good.
All right, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So, interesting thing happened in the Vatican over the last week. We don't say that a lot.
If I could only get paid $1 for every time we said that particular phrase,
We would have the same amount of money that we have now.
That's right, $1.
So this is out of the Vatican. The CEOs of vaccine makers Pfizer and Moderna joined cardinals, academics, and the lead guitarist of Aerosmith in opening a unique Vatican conference on COVID-19, other global health threats, and how science, solidarity, and spirituality can address them.
We got pretty spiritual on the big 10th episode last week.
We did.
We did indeed.
We did. Let's see. The 3-day online conference, which began Thursday and ended tonight with a virtual audience with Pope Francis, was planned well before the pandemic erupted last year. Organizers said the event has only taken on more relevance amid a growing appreciation of the need for global access to healthcare, new advances in vaccine technology, and greater understanding of the mental health cost of loneliness.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit because how did they just happen to get they had it planned in advance and had the CEOs of two of the major COVID vaccine manufacturers scheduled for this thing already? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I don't think they had scheduled these people before, but the event was planned before and then got postponed. Is what I think they're saying. But because this is so poorly written,
okay, then I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit because it's the Vatican.
Well. Dr. Anthony Fauci was there.
Okay, that guy's cool. I like that guy.
The immunologist who led the U.S. pandemic response opened the meeting by saying the pandemic had confirmed to him that faith and science are constantly evolving, and that scientists in particular must humbly admit they don't have all the answers all the time.
Unless you're Slim Goodbody. Remember that guy?
No.
That guy was creepy. Check that guy out.
All right. The Multi-Disciplinary Conference was originally scheduled to take place at the Vatican in May of 2020, but was postponed a year and eventually put online due to the pandemic. The virtual format, however, has allowed an even greater variety of participants.
Oh, okay. Who do you got?
A Harvard neuroscientist is leading a conversation about brain health and rock stars with Aerosmith guitarist Joe Perry. Apparently.
Okay, wait a minute.
Joe Perry showed up to this thing.
Okay, so you've got a Harvard neuroscientist talking about brain chemistry, and Joe Perry shows up to explain how people walk a certain way?
Or
why a dude looks like a lady?
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense if you had Brian May from Queen talking about astrology because he actually has a doctorate in astrology.
I think you mean astronomy.
Whatever. It's late. This beverage glass of mine is getting empty. You knew what I meant. Okay, Miss Cleo showed up and talked about astronomy, I guess.
No.
Or astrology.
The other way around.
I got them both backwards?
Yes.
I'm hitting 1,000 tonight, man.
Soprano Renee Fleming is participating in a panel discussion on the role of music in treating cardiac patients.
Okay,
that
kind of makes sense. She's a singer, at least.
I suppose. Supermodel Cindy Crawford has a slot to talk about beauty from the inside out.
Oh, shut up.
And
she's been relevant since 1992 when Pepsi made her drink Pepsi.
And Pepsi made her drink Pepsi. And Chelsea Clinton is teaming up with the Italian public health official to promote equal access to health care. we're looking at healthcare.
You, a less relevant Clinton, come over here and tell me about the healthcare that we need.
Oh, boy.
Is that correct? That's I assume they talk over there.
Oh, man.
I've never been to Italy. Have you been to Italy?
No.
Then how do you know that's not how they talk?
Well, because I'm not an idiot.
Well, you agreed to this.
Pfizer chief executive Albert Bourla told the conference in recorded remarks that the race to produce a COVID-19 vaccine had created unprecedented examples of collaboration and efficiency. He recalled that Pfizer didn't have a final commercial agreement signed with its development partner until January, after Pfizer BioNTech jabs were already going into arms. Jabs, I guess, is the new slang term for vaccine, the term the cool kids are using. Yeah, I got my jab.
Yeah,
actually, kids can't get. Well, if you're 16, I guess
yes,
you can.
You could.
Now.
I had my first jab already. I'm waiting on my second. When I went to the pharmacist, I asked him if I could pick what X-Men mutant power I got. He said no. And I went, well, all right, go ahead, just put that in there. Just because you have zero sense of humor.
Give me the jab.
Just give me the jeeb. All right. Speaking of giving someone the jab, the Nevada brothels have started to reopen, Ricky, with counties that allow legal sex work resuming operation after Governor Steve Sisolak. Oh, he's been there. With a name like that, he's been there. Essentially, now that he has laxed the restrictions on COVID-19, you're allowed to go back to the brothels, folks. The state legalized prostitution in brothels, but only in certain counties that allow brothels. How many times can I say brothels? Within their borders, state laws ban brothels in counties that have more than 700,000 inhabitants. Sex workers struggle to support themselves after businesses closed down during the pandemic, and they are eager to return to work.
Okay, of course.
So a particular sex worker named Alice Little,
okay,
she says, I am really excited. It's well overdue, and I'm so eager to be back in that space to be able to see people again. Many sex workers have struggled to support themselves throughout this situation and to be able to get back to the careers that we know and love. She also is going on to quote it being said, it feels really good.
Well, good for her. Good for her.
I can't believe you got me to do that story.
I didn't really take a lot of coercion.
Dude, that is, it's good to see that small independent contractors in this country are getting back on their backs again and really trying to uplift this country.
Yeah.
The only one, the only one I'm concerned about is the chicken house. Ain't that the one from Best Little Whorehouse in Texas?
Oh, yeah.
The chicken ranch. I don't know.
I don't.
Gomer Pyle and Burt Reynolds went and made sure that Dolly Parton and her folks could ruckus.
All right, moving on.
Dom DeLuise tried to shut him down.
Dom DeLuise is always trying to shut things down. That was his role in the late 70s.
Damn it, Dom. They're just trying to entertain the kids from Texas A&M.
All right, we're moving on to Chernobyl.
I wish we would.
A classic foundation of comedy, the Chernobyl disaster.
From one complete disaster, which is my last bit, to this next one that actually probably killed people. Not to say that mine hasn't. My comedy hasn't.
It may very well have.
I'm going to be quiet while you read this one.
Okay, well. The first bottles of an artisanal spirit made using apples grown near the Chernobyl nuclear power plant have been seized by Ukrainian authorities. Hopefully that's not a Chernobyl artisanal spirit that you're sipping.
I do not believe it is artisanal or from Chernobyl.
Okay, good. The Chernobyl Spirit Company said 1,500 bottles of atomic alcoholic drink, that was spelled the Russian way with a K at the end. Alcoholic
and it's
drink
backwards, like Toys R Us. Whoa! Right. I just realized Toys R Us was owned by Russians the whole time. It was a KGB trick.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah. I have no proof of that.
The Chernobyl Spirit Company said 1,500 bottles of atomic alcoholic drink were confiscated on March 19th and taken to the Kiev prosecutor's office. Officers took the shipment from a truck at a distillery in the Carpathians. The spirit its producers say, is Chernobyl's first consumer product since the 1986 nuclear disaster.
I only know that's Carpathian pronounced correctly because of Ghostbusters 2, because of Vigo the Carpathian.
That's true. Yeah, well, you're right about that.
Most of my education comes from TV.
The Ghostbusters in particular.
Yeah. They were all scientists. Well, all but Winston.
Right. They are now awaiting the outcome of an investigation by the Ukrainian security services, but say they have, quote, no idea why the shipment, which was destined for the UK, was seized. I think it's probably because they made it with radioactive apples.
Yeah, maybe because they're going to make people glow in the damn dark. I'm just going to throw that out I'm just going to throw that out there, that maybe it's because they were afraid that if you drank it, you would piss neon green.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which I also do after I have my smoothies before I come and record with you.
No word on whether or not if you were to spill said alcohol into a hot tub that you would travel back in time.
Hey, if you could travel back in time, what would you do? I've had this discussion with many friends.
I don't know, man.
The only reason I would do it is to go back and see concerts.
Oh, yeah, that would be a great one.
Okay,
now that
so
you mention it.
Name two performers, bands, artists, whatever, you would see that are no longer with us.
Well,
I'll give you three. You can do three.
All right.
Because I want to do three.
Well, this isn't a band that isn't with us anymore. All the members of this band are still with us, thankfully, but I would love to be able to see the Pixies in their heyday.
Yeah, that would have been
That's
good.
one of them for me, for sure. I never got to see Tom Petty in concert, and that's also another huge one for me. I'm a huge Petty fan. And the third one, I don't know. I would have to give it a little play. You know, you think like maybe you would want to see the Beatles or the Stones or something like that. But I don't know. I think maybe I don't know. I think maybe I'd want to see John Prine back in his days. John Prine is not hugely popular, but one of my favorite songwriters.
Okay. I'm going to say Queen.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man. Now, see, I want four.
Well, just say them.
Okay, so I want Queen,
No rules.
I want Bowie, I want Prince, and I want Motorhead.
Oh, Prince. Man, I didn't even think of Prince. Yeah.
So you and I can just go see Prince together then.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so that takes care of the fourth one.
Yes. Yeah.
So we both got that bonus.
yeah, right.
All right.
That's-
That's the only reason I want to go back and like cheat on the lottery. I just want to go see Prince and
Oh, yeah.
Raspberry Beret and shit.
Of course.
So I talked about Lemmy and Motorhead. They played rock and roll. This is the Metal News. All right, Ricky, let's get weird, baby. Police have arrested 7 alleged cult members after the mummified body of their spiritual leader was found wrapped in Christmas lights, what the hell, and displayed inside a home in rural Colorado. The body belonged to Amy Carlson, 45, the self-proclaimed Mother God and leader of the Love Has Won sect, according to the Squatch County Sheriff's Office. Authorities say they received many complaints that the group was brainwashing people and stealing their money. Yeah, religion would never do that. Based on a claim that Carlson was living, she was a living incarnation of God. Nope. Carlson's remains were found wrapped in a sleeping bag and decorated with lights in a house in Moffett, Colorado on April 28th. The mummified remains appeared to be set up in some type of shrine and had glitter-type makeup on around her eyes, a sheriff wrote in an arrest affidavit. Ricky, it sounds more like Bowie to me.
Yeah, maybe like Christina Aguilera, circa 1999. I just wanted to make a Christina Aguilera reference during your metal news segment.
Well, that's all right, man. You know, I was reading that story, too, and it says that she left her fast food restaurant career to...
her burgeoning fast food restaurant career.
Yeah, so essentially I'm going to blame all these particular deaths and such on Hardee's.
Wait, did they actually mention Hardee's, or did you just assume that?
No, Hardee's is horrible. So I was assuming that most bad things in this world that happen, according to people, are to blame at Hardee's or Carl Jr. Have you ever been to a Carl's Jr.?
Well, no.
What's the difference between Hardee's and Carl's Jr. besides what rednecks go at which one?
It's just their geographic location. It's all the same. It's out west, they're called Carl's Jr. Here, they're called Hardee's.
I thought they were called Carl's Jr.'s down south, too.
Yeah, they might be. I don't know about that. But I know for sure out west they are definitely Carl's Jr. Here, they're Hardee's.
I don't mind their breakfast sandwiches.
Well,
beyond that, they're a little weird.
I don't even know the last time. I'm almost certain that the last time I visited a Hardee's, it was at a truck stop on the way to some.
Yes, there's one
work
about
thing
2.5 hours from here at a truck stop on the way to Cincy.
Yeah, I think that was the one.
Yeah. All right, Ricky, let's talk about other things that are as good as an idea of eating at Hardee's at a truck stop.
Yeah, how about a fish that came from a river in Detroit?
I'd rather eat Hardee's, thank you.
Last Thursday started out like any other day on the Detroit River for 3 scientists with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Conservation Office in Alpena, Michigan.
Yeah, everything was filthy.
Yeah, right. They were setting up fishing lines as part of their annual survey of the lake sturgeon population. Before arriving to check on the 4th line, scientist Paige Wigren says the biggest thing they hauled in was a 5-gallon bucket. Then everything changed.
Dun, dun, dun.
All of a sudden, this gray and white shadow came to the surface, and for about 5 to 8 minutes, we struggled to try to get the fish into the net, Wigren recalls.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yes, she adds that when the crew all worked together, they were finally able to get the fish onto the deck of the boat. That's when it really sunk in how large this fish was, she says.
They didn't get any clue while they were trying to struggle and like blowing a gasket trying to pull it in the boat?
I guess not. The river monster wasn't just large, it was a record-setting giant, weighing in at 240 pounds and measuring nearly 7 feet long with a girth of nearly 4 feet.
Hey, man, you got to say girth on the show, too.
Yes, check mark. I got to say girth legitimately on the show. Scientists believe the fish is a female and at least 100 years old. So it's a 100-year-old, 240-pound fish.
That's attractive.
After taking a photo of the fish lying next to one of the crew members for scale, real scientific, scientists tagged the sturgeon with a microchip and released it back into the river. So got microchipped a la the vaccines that Bill Gates has given to everybody, and they let it go.
I have not had my 5G fired off yet into my microchip.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, I haven't posted a picture of it on Facebook yet.
Well, yeah, that's
how it activates.
That's how they get you. Yeah, that's how they do it. Mark Zuckerberg sends the photos along to Gates, and he tracks your location.
Am I the only person that thinks he looks like Data from Star Trek?
No, I think you're far from the only person.
He's a creepy-looking bastard, man.
All right, what's coming up in the last segment tonight, Dan?
Well, in segment 2, which can't be as bad as segment 1, we're going to visit our good old buddy, the Florida man.
Of course.
We're going to take some bets on Bill, which after last week's betting fiasco, maybe we should stay away from that.
Right, yeah.
And we're going to do a brand new segment here on the NOCO News Network, the Cicada Watch 2021.
NOCO News Network, the news no one cares about.
NOCO News Network.
Dan, I'm happy I can announce we have a brand new sponsor here on the NOCO News Network.
Well, don't keep me waiting.
Well,
I'm not very patient.
By far the most delicious sponsor that we have, it's Grandma Bev's good-ass popcorn.
Oh, good, because you know what I hate? I hate sucky flavored popcorn.
Well, you're in luck because this popcorn is homemade and delicious, made fresh, and they've got a bunch of great flavors to choose from. I've had it. It's really awesome.
Okay, what type of flavors do they have?
Well, they've got your classics like cheddar and caramel. They've got kettle corn and movie theater butter, all that stuff that you're used to.
Okay.
But there are some other adventurous flavors like cinnamon roll.
Ooh.
Or if you're into the more savory, spicy stuff, they've got white cheddar ghost pepper.
Ooh, okay, that lit me up just thinking about that flavor. Where do I find Grandma Bev's good-ass popcorn?
Just visit grandmabevs.shop. That's grandmabevs.shop.
Grandma Bev's, come on and get you some.
We've got merchandise.
Yeah. I'm wearing one of the shirts now.
I see that, and it's a handsomely printed shirt.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can really say it. I mean, because if you look at me and say I'm handsome, not that I'm not going to appreciate it, and I'll probably hit this light switch out here and make it like mood lighting in here, but nonetheless, yes, the shirt's nice.
It's a nice shirt. It's got our Noka News Network logo on it. It's very comfortable.
It is. It's very soft. It's made well.
There's also hoodies, tote bags, the coffee mugs that we use every week when we record the podcast. Total our water or whatever various beverages we choose to have.
Yes, it can hold hot or cold beverages.
It's
multifunctional.
Yeah, it's a marvel of modern technology.
You really get bang for your buck with these mugs.
Get all that stuff, including the T-shirts, the mugs, face masks, tote bags over at nokanews.store. Welcome back. It's the Noka News Network. The news no one cares about. I'm Ricky Finch here with Dan Colley.
You know, man, the other day I was watching the Muppets, and I was thinking there are Muppet animals, obviously.
Right.
There are humans, and then there's Muppet humans.
Yeah, like the Swedish Chef, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. So are the humans that are Muppets the same as humans that are humans? They're just miniaturized Muppet versions?
I don't think there's any way to know. Sort of like that same conundrum where, like, Goofy was a dog, but he could talk. But
And Pluto was a dog, but it was a dog?
Yeah, right. Like, who knows?
Man, see, as soon as I think I get to a point in my 40s where I have a good grasp on life, then I watch the Muppets and it really just fucks me up.
Yeah, well, this is not the first Muppets reference you've made on the program. Just
No.
FYI.
You know, I had a Miss Piggy hand puppet when I was a kid. I was like 8 or 9, and I had this Miss Piggy hand puppet, and I was, hey, Miss Piggy. I don't know, man.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah, well.
I had one of those. Remember, you? Yeah, well, I'm
You had
sure-
a Miss Piggy hand puppet too?
No, I didn't. But you know, the Land Before Time movie, the animated.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut
Yeah, you had
gave away the Littlefoot,
Littlefoot, Ducky,
yeah.
Sarah, and
the other one.
Petrie.
Petrie, yeah. They had those. I had a few of those, not all.
I mean, I can't remember what the hell I'm doing at work every day, but I know the dinosaurs from Land Before Time. That's probably why I don't pay attention to work either.
Okay, well, what's coming up?
All right, you don't know either. See, you're not paying attention either at this point. The brand new segment here on the Noka News Network is the Cicada Watch. So in the coming days and the coming weeks, tops, Ricky, coming weeks,
Okay.
trillions and trillions of brood X cicadas will emerge from the ground for the first time in the 17-year period we've had them since last time.
Oh, yeah.
That's
right.
what first time in 17 years means.
I got it.
yeah.
I got it.
You with me now? You're following along.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
well,
been following. Sure.
Everyone following along at home? Good.
Probably not.
Though there are numerous broods of cicadas, brood X comes out in the largest numbers. Brood X will appear in 15 states and jurisdictions, and they are Delaware, the District of Columbia, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia.
All right, so here in Ohio, we're keeping an eye on the cicada emergence and instituting Cicada Watch 2021. Cicada Watch 2021, we're keeping an eye on Brood X, the cicadas that are emerging this summer.
Brood X is going to give it to us, Ricky.
That's right. We have our remote correspondent, Michael Billups, on the phone. He's reporting from the field about Brood X. Michael, what's going on with the cicadas?
No, they ain't here yet.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll check on you next week.
All right. Cicada Watch 2021. All right. So that's Cicada Watch for this week.
I am so glad that we spent the extra money on that technology.
Yeah, and, you know, we got our remote reporter Michael involved, and he's out there on the front lines of the Cicada Emergence. So.
It's not like Gears of War where they had the bugs emerge and they had to fight them. He's just sitting there looking for cicadas.
Well, yeah, he's doing a good job as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
All right. Speaking of bugs,
He's the unsung hero.
that's very true. Hopefully, we'll be able to hear from him again next week and keep you up to date. All right, Dan. Speaking of a lot of bugs emerging, I got a strange story out of Taipei, Taiwan.
Okay, give it to me, bud.
Patrons at a restaurant in Taipei were recently shocked to see cockroaches crawling all over the place. Yeah, gross. After thousands of them were released on the premises by two masked men.
Okay.
So this was a deliberate infestation.
Bug assault?
Yes, right. On May 4th, two masked men entered the G House Taipei restaurant holding large bags filled with over 1,000 cockroaches.
Where did they get said cockroaches?
I don't know that. Which they simply released at the reception desk on the second floor of the establishment before fleeing the scene.
Take these cockroaches. And they just bolted, huh?
I guess. Roaches started crawling on the floor, walls, and furniture, and it wasn't long before patrons enjoying their meals there started noticing them as well. Among the diners were members of the Taipei Police Department who were attending a banquet there, and they immediately created a task force to catch the perpetrators.
Do you think it was like between the soup and the entree course that they were like,
Yeah,
whoa. Let's get these bastards.
I don't know which course exactly, but yeah, somewhere in their banquet they decided that they needed to take care of it.
How in the hell did they just happen to be there?
Well, it's a coincidence.
Okay.
Taipei Police Department Commissioner Chinja Chang and new Taipei Police Department Commissioner Wang Sung-jen were also in attendance. So the former commissioner and the new commissioner were both there.
Maybe it was like a goodbye commissioner Chang
I think it might have been.
party.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
They were in attendance at the banquet, so it was originally assumed that the cockroach attack was targeted at law enforcement. However, the police investigation found no evidence of this. Instead, it's now believed that this was just a bizarre coincidence of a debt dispute between the restaurant owner and local criminals.
Okay, so instead of breaking the owner's kneecaps like
Yeah,
an
right.
old 80s, 90s movie, they just released a bunch of cockroaches in the restaurant?
Yeah, apparently in Taiwan, the criminal gangs aren't quite as cutthroat. They just go in and make things inconvenient for you by releasing bugs.
This is how stupid us Americans are. I figure everything over there is run by the Yakuza, and they
No,
would just
it's-
like kill you. But like the Taiwan mafia is a little lower class. They just
No, the Taiwan mafia is not so intense. They just sort of
try to discredit you.
yeah, right. Yeah, they all after they released the bugs, they went and stood out front and they were like, I hear there's a bunch of bugs in there. Don't go into this restaurant.
Well, if this country has taught me anything about discrediting a country as a whole, that would be Florida. I don't know, man. That was my real weak ass attempt at doing the Florida man bit.
Okay.
Hit that button. Worth every dime, I tell you. This is a boss level Florida man segment.
Oh, okay.
And-
Excited to hear about this one.
Yeah, this is out of Cocoa, Florida. A man was arrested in Volusia County on Thursday after deputies said he stole two Cocoa police cars.
Is it Cocoa or is it Cocoa?
I don't know. And then he led authorities on a multi-county chase.
All right.
Officials said it started when Cocoa, C-O-C-O-A. What is that? Cocoa?
Pretty sure that's Cocoa, Dan.
Okay. Well,
As
those-
in like hot cocoa.
Well, those cops were called to check out a report of a suspicious person on I-95. During the investigation, the person, deputies later identified as Xavier Yavin, J-A-V-N, Cummings, managed to get into a marked police car and took off. He said, I'm out of here, bitches.
He stole the old police car. It's like Grand Theft Auto. He stole the police car.
Absolutely. Hey, you got him a new star. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood said that officers in Cocoa tried a pit maneuver, which sent the car into a wooded area. Officers tried to get Cummings out of the car, but said he was able to run away and jump into a second police car and haul ass away as well. So he took off, drove north on 995 with multiple agencies giving chase. He crossed into Volusia County, and authorities used stop sticks to bring the chase to an end in the Oak Hill area.
Yeah, actually, I saw the video of that, and the other thing about it was that second police car he stole belonged to a SWAT officer, and it had guns in it.
Oh, jeez.
So luckily he didn't use them or anything, but they were, their radio calls were on the video I watched, and they were pretty concerned there for a minute.
Well, you'd think that, again, as an officer, you're chasing someone down, you jump into your car, you go get them real quick, so you don't really lock up your vehicle or anything. But you didn't expect this guy to just steal another cop car. So,
right. Well, yeah, right.
That's pretty awesome. Hey, buddy, if you're going to go. I mean,
you already got yourself in far enough. You might as well just go for the gusto, I guess.
Yeah, at least give yourself some prison cred when you get there.
Right,
be like, hey, man, I stole 2 police cars. I'm badass. And they go, well, here's the extra cornbread then, I guess.
Right, exactly. I'll buy you a ramen noodles next week.
That's right. Those things are expensive in I'm assuming those things are expensive in commissary.
We're going to stay in Florida here for a second for some reason. I don't know why we do this to ourselves, but we're going to.
Because it's a sunshine state, man.
A Pensacola woman is outraged after...
I've been to Pensacola.
Okay.
I've never been to Cocoa.
Or Cocoa, either one.
No.
A Pensacola woman is outraged after she claims to have found a cigarette wrapped up alongside her soft taco from Taco Bell.
Maybe it was like some kind of a Happy Meal promotion they were trying to do, but for adults.
I don't think so, because it's not like 1952. I don't think they do that kind of thing anymore.
Get you a free taco and a free smoke. Lucky Strikes is happy to present a smoke and a taco.
The taco's delicious. The smoke is smooth.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything like that.
And the Brooklyn Dodgers are up 2-0 against the... I don't know, another team. I don't know who else they would play back then.
Tora Heisel said she went to a Taco Bell at 305 South Warrington Road Monday afternoon. So if you go to that Taco Bell, beware. There may be cigarettes in your soft taco.
Do you have to tell them if you wanted like menthol or regular?
Yeah, light, 100, whatever your
smoke
flavor
of choice.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Let's see. She went to that Taco Bell, ordered a chalupa meal, which comes with a soft taco.
Mostly you smoke before you go to a Taco Bell, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, yes, that's true. Heisel said when she got home, she unwrapped the taco and found a slightly moist cigarette. That's gross.
Yeah.
She had already fed some of the tacos to her infant daughter before she realized the cigarette was there.
Well, hey, Mother of the Year, let's not feed an infant a taco, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the side of hoping that the story got some of the details wrong, and the baby wasn't actually an infant, but more like an
3 or something, 2, 3.
A toddler, something like that, and not an infant, because infants definitely should not be eating soft tacos or hard tacos or any other kind of taco. From
I got 3 kids, and none of them ingested taco until they were at least 2.
All right, exactly.
At which point it was still a bad idea.
Right. Helsel, upset by the tobacco taco surprise, said she took the taco, cigarette, and 2 chalupas remaining in the brown Taco Bell bag. Okay, I'm glad they told me what color the Taco Bell bag is.
I wonder what flavor the chalupas were.
I don't know if that matters. She said workers tossed it all in the trash and gave her a refund. Oh, that's reasonable.
Okay.
She said, I thought they were going to apologize or something, but they didn't.
Yeah.
As I said, the employees seemed really mad that I had come back there.
Well, they're probably really pissed off. They're making $12.50 an hour, but they're probably got them ticked off to start with.
If they're lucky, they are, I guess.
Well, they could have been managers.
Right. So WKRG News reached out to Taco Bell's corporate relations team about the incident, and they released the following statement. We take this very seriously. Our franchisee that owns and operates this location is looking into the matter and will be reaching out to the customer directly.
I really kind of assumed that the statement would have been, fuck them.
Because fuck them, that's why.
That's why. Hey, sidebar, please.
Yeah.
They just opened the first White Castle in Florida in Orlando.
Oh, I didn't realize there weren't any White Castles in Florida.
There were not. They opened the first one, and it was
exactly
a
what they need.
multi-hour wait to get sliders at that restaurant.
I hate to tell the people that work there, but they're going to be one of those people that somebody climbs in the drive-through window and tries to punch them over.
Beat the shit out of them for messing up their onion petals.
Not having chicken rings or something. It's going to happen.
I might have to stop at a White Castle. Is there a White Castle close on the way home?
Yeah, well, no. There's a White Castle that's further south than you on the way home. You know where that is.
Yeah, I know where that one is.
Right. No,
I'll just stop at Taco Bell and get me a smoke and a chalupa.
Exactly.
Jeez, old Pete's.
All right.
What else you got? You got another restaurant story?
Yeah, we're one more real quick here. This is, I guess Subway has, this is news to me. I haven't seen or heard anything about this, but I guess Subway has new melt sandwiches that they're advertising.
Oh, okay.
Which, that all sounds wonderful. Not really.
They're not paying us.
Not really. It doesn't sound good at all. Subway just this week introduced its new line of grilled, extra cheesy, fresh melts.
They are not grilled.
Well, no.
They don't have a grill in the damn restaurant.
That's true. It says right here in the story they put them in the toaster oven.
Then they should have called them toasted melts.
However, the company's franchise association has deemed the chain's new melt sandwiches a product they cannot recommend because they say it presents a safety hazard, endangering the company's employees and the equipment it's made in.
The hell with the customers, but it may burn somebody that works there, right?
Yeah, right.
Is that the whole premise?
Yeah, it's basically what they're saying is these things get melty and cheesy and hot, and they got to put them in the toaster oven by hand, and they're going to burn somebody. And so Subway came out and said, "Well, just use some tongs. That ought to work, right?"
Yeah. We don't want you to burn any of the employees. I mean, we don't care if the customers get explosive diarrhea from eating our shitty sandwiches, but go ahead and make sure you don't burn your fingers.
Yeah, we didn't care about taking 40 turkeys and mashing them together into one loaf and then putting it on some bread. But
we had a problem with our spokesperson having child pornography, but. We don't care if our teriyaki chicken gives you the shits.
No.
Subway needs to get their priorities straight. I remember when I was a kid, my mom wanted to go to Subway because it was healthy.
Well, sure. Loads of processed meat and salt and so on.
I guess it was healthier than a Big Mac.
It is, I guess, yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
Oh, Ricky, what do you think, bud?
I hear... or I read that you've got a story about Bill Gates.
That's right. Here it is. The world's fourth richest man is single and ready to mingle, baby.
Yeah, I heard that
and
earlier.
odd makers are taking bets on who he dates next.
Oh, wonderful.
Bill and Melinda Gates announced Monday that they will split after 27 years of marriage. While details of the separation are unclear, well, yeah, because it's none of our damn business. Forbes puts the Microsoft founder worth at $124 billion. They say that doesn't mean that everyone wants to date him. I'll date him for a bit of that money. I don't give a rat's ass. But the odds makers at sportsbetting.ag are taking... You can just anything anymore, can't you? It doesn't have to be a .com anymore.
Pretty sure that's Antigua. That's the web suffix for websites in Antigua.
Stop showing off. They're taking action on who Gates' first date will
really
be.
Showing off.
That's right.
My Antigua knowledge.
Stop it. When he begins dating again. The odds-on favorite is Anne Winblad, whom Gates dated before he married Melinda. In 1994. And reportedly stayed friends with her for at least a while. Oh, that's cool. Friends with her. Yeah.
All right. Good.
Anyone willing to take that bet would make 3-1 odds.
Okay. 3-1 on her. Okay.
Yeah,
so she's the favorite.
It was definitely better than the odds we put on that horse last week.
That's true.
In 97, Time Magazine, they did a profile on Gates, and he disclosed that he actually asked Winblad for her approval before proposing to Melinda, which... Why in the hell would you do that?
I don't know.
But he also reportedly negotiated one long weekend
Uh-oh.
a year with his former flame.
Uh-oh.
So he was...
That might have led to some of the trouble there in Paradise, I
well,
guess.
Microsoft wants you to update their hardware at least once a year anyway, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
The field gets a lot tighter after Windblad, with Israel businesswoman Shari Arison being a 25
Why'd
to
you
1.
give the Israeli businesswoman a French accent?
I assume everyone that's not English or Japanese is a French accent.
Okay.
She was a 25 to 1 underdog. Going down the list, the names become a little
25
more.
to 1. Maybe we'll put some money on her, I guess.
And we're not doing any more of that nonsense.
25 to 1, Dan.
Dude, you want some more bullshit odds?
Yes, I do.
They're giving 33 to 1 to Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, well, even though that pays out 33 to 1, I'm not taking that.
Okay, how about 33 to 1 on Terry Hatcher?
I don't think so. No.
Angelina Jolie?
Same odds?
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and now the odds go up to 51 for Jane Fonda,
I would take 50 to 1 on Jane Fonda.
Drew Barrymore,
Not Drew Barrymore.
and Kim Kardashian.
I wouldn't take 50 to 1 on either of them.
I wouldn't take a royal...
See, Jane Fonda, I could see.
I'm going to go ahead and put
they're-
my money on Midnight Bourbon again. I'm riding that horse into the ground, buddy.
I wonder what the odds on Gates dating that horse that we lost money on are. I really
It's
wish
probably
I knew.
better than him dating Kim Kardashian or Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, definitely Jennifer Aniston or Drew Barrymore. They're not going for that. Drew Barrymore married Tom Green. Clearly, she's not money grubbing or that kind of thing. She's just likes weirdo dudes.
So you have a chance, Ricky. You have a
You're
chance.
saying I've got a chance.
If you put your bum on the chair, you might have a chance. I think Bill Gates and Betty White. That'd be the next. That's my guess on the next power couple.
that would have to pay out at like 400 to 1 for
Betty
me
Gates.
to go to. All right, what's coming up in the last segment of the show, Dan?
Well, we're probably going to get canceled because Bill Gates is going to hear us talking shit about his love life. And
That's true. Your chip's going to get activated, and your eyes are going to start glowing red, and you're going to start smashing hard drives and
be
destroying the studio.
Dan smash! Screw this crap. We're going to be talking about the paranormal news as we always do.
Indeed.
We're going to do some naked nerfing.
Well, you and I aren't, but we're going to read about it.
Okay. If you say
Sorry to disappoint you.
I'm going to have a good time. And we're going to talk about the old Pothole Penis Patrol.
The No Good News Network, the news no one cares about.
Local News Network.
Dan, you two-time SOB, you've got another podcast, don't you?
Yeah. Well, yes, I do. But you know what? I've always loved you.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. Tell me about your other podcast.
All right. The other podcast is called...
Who is it?
It's called Give Me Back My Action Movies, and I do it with Charlie.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. So,
you dirty dog.
well, I'm a podcast slut. Anyway, so the podcast over there we talk about VHS era action movies, 80s, 90s, blockbuster type stuff. Going to the video store when you were a kid, right?
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah, we can say blockbuster because there ain't any left. They're not going to sue us. So go over and check it out. It is Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. We're on all the major platforms, and the Facebook group is really where the conversation's going. So join the group, listen to the podcast, get in the conversations with us, and have a good time. So, Ricky, you've noticed I'm wearing my NOCO News shirt.
Yes, I did.
Now, do you know that you can get one of these NOCO News shirts like I have?
Well, of course I do, because I set up the store, but proceed.
True. Now, for all of you out there listening, if you want to get one of these NOCO News shirts, you go to noconews.store. I can't guarantee it'll make you as funny or handsome as I am, but you will at least have the shirt, and that's a step in the right direction.
I can guarantee it will make people as funny and handsome as you are, because that's a pretty low bar.
Is that why
Is that why you told me to get the face mask there too?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Go to the store and pick up a face mask. I believe I said that not long ago.
You rat bastard. So you can go to the nocanews.store, get yourself a hoodie, the face mask that Ricky's a fan of, one of the mugs, tote bag. You can put the bag over your head too. I guess that's what you're going to want next, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be. Welcome back. It's the Nooka News Network. The news no one cares about. I'm Ricky Rich with Dan Colley. Last segment of the show.
Hey.
What good's coming up in the last segment here, Dan?
This is that naked nerfing stuff we talked about. And then, of course, the pothole penis patrol. I love alliteration.
Yeah, me too. You know, I try to channel the world's best poets when I write the show notes.
Well, Dr. Seuss would be proud of that one. That's a good. I don't think Dr. Seuss really talked about potholes or penises, but you know, maybe if they would have happened on Mulberry Street, he would have written about them.
Yes, perhaps. We're speaking of potholes and penises, as you mentioned, we're going to start out in New Zealand. A transport authority in New Zealand is reportedly threatening legal action against a road safety campaigner who has painted bright green penises around potholes to highlight the danger they pose to road users.
Well, perhaps they should fill said pothole.
Well, I think that's what this guy's trying to illustrate.
Yeah, so maybe if he just marked with an X, they would just be like, eh. But if there's a big old giant wanger right there, maybe they would pay more attention to it.
Exactly. That's the idea. Stuff.co.nz, which is
that's New Zealand
website.
See, I learned something
reports that Jeff Upson has been painting the brightly colored phalluses around potholes in the Rodney area in the north of Auckland since 2018.
Ricky, not all heroes wear capes, man.
That's true. Jeff Upson has been paying out of his own pocket about $400 a year for spray paint to paint these giant penises.
That's a lot of wieners.
He's very dedicated. Smaller potholes are just painted with a circle. With Epson, who posts videos highlighting his concerns on Facebook, saving the penises for the biggest and most dangerous road defects. The self-styled road safety campaigner says that to date he has painted around 100 potholes without problems from the authorities. But now Auckland Transport says the persons responsible for the graffiti must pay to have it cleaned up, so they're trying to get him to pay to fix it. The spokeswoman for the agency said the repairs are now planned at one location where graffiti has appeared, Old North Road, not Old Town Road, unfortunately, and that police will be notified of any graffiti there. So the cops are trying to charge him with, legal action for painting these giant green penises. But I think, the municipality should probably just fix the problem and they won't have to worry about it.
Sometimes, you have to take things in your own hands. Speaking of giant penises and maybe any penises of any size, most people are familiar with Nerf guns, Ricky.
Sure, of course.
The mostly plastic toy guns. Why did they say it was mostly obviously, it's mostly plastic.
Well, sure, but they got like springs or something.
Well, the toy guns that fire off foam bullets. While popular among kids, there are some professional realms to the toy, including leagues across the nation for children and adults alike.
Okay. I didn't know about that, but that's interesting.
Nerf league.
Might have to get into one of those.
Nah. But police in Wisconsin...
just for the record, I wasn't serious either. I was just saying that.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a company team thing. But
we're not going to do a team building exercise where we get into a Nerf league.
No. Can we do a drinking league, though?
We already devote enough time to this nonsense. We don't have to do anything else.
Excellent. Where was I? Fuck, I don't know. But
knows?
police in Wisconsin are calling an end to an adaptation to a Nerf gun battle.
I believe that word is adaptation.
There it is. Police in Heartland, located about 25 miles.
Glad I can always be here to properly pronounce words for you.
You're like a Jiminy Cricket with a thesaurus. Police in Heartland. Police in Heartland, located about 25 miles west of Milwaukee,
yes.
is asking parents to talk to their children about playing Nerf wars.
Okay.
They want them to play them safely and with their clothes on.
Wait. There's kids, students having Nerf wars with no clothes on?
Yeah, evidently they're playing naked Nerf wars. There's a quote here. It says, "While we encourage students to have fun, we want them to play safe.
Of course, sure.
And each year we have calls for students playing this game nude. This is not okay and could be exposing themselves to children and other citizens. Police also encourage parents to warn their kids that if they're playing nude, they could be arrested and issued citations." Okay, so in this entire story, it doesn't say why in the hell in Wisconsin they decided to play naked Nerf wars.
Well,
They have not said what the... I don't know, man. Why the hell are you playing naked Nerf wars?
Well, the only thing I get out of that is I thought
Do you get bonus points if you stick a dart in someone's ass cheeks or something?
I thought we were bored when we were teenagers here in Ohio, but apparently it's way worse in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it must really suck to live in Wisconsin. I bet they don't play that shit in the winter.
I'm sure they don't.
Hey, Ricky, you want to talk about the paranormal news? According to my sheet, that's what's next.
I suppose we can. All right, Dan, got Sasquatch news and the paranormal news this week.
All right, man. Go ahead. Hey, why do they gather for meetings of mythical creatures like unicorn cons and
Well,
Sasquatchathons? And
I haven't heard of unicorn. I've heard of the brony conventions.
oh, gee, ugh. All right. Well, what's the old Squatcherino up to these days?
Well, according to this story, a very strange scene unfolded at a Sasquatch conference over the weekend when, while on stage, a researcher purportedly spoke to the legendary cryptid on the phone and shared the conversation with people in attendance.
Okay.
The bizarre moment reportedly occurred April 24th at the Nebraska Bigfoot Conference in the city of Hastings as keynote speaker Igor Burtsev detailed his work investigating the creature in his native Russia.
No, man, Sasquatch is not in Russia. He's not hanging out there.
Yeah, so anyway, during the presentation, he surprised the audience by calling a Russian colleague who was allegedly in the presence of Bigfoot, and an impromptu interview ensued.
So he's just hanging out with the Squatchinator, huh?
Apparently, I don't know if you know this, Dan, but I actually also happen to have Bigfoot's phone number.
So you know Gallagher and Sasquatch?
Yes, I don't know if you know that, but
I did not know that.
So I decided we would give him a call and see if he would get on the show with us. tonight.
Okay, call up the Squatch.
All right, so let me bring this up. Sasquatch, are you on the line?
Whoa.
What's that? I don't really speak Sasquatch. Sasquatch, I have a hard time hearing you. Okay.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Sasquatch. Hey, there you are. Hey, how you been, man?
Hey, good, Ricky. Sorry about that. I think the mic's going out on my earbuds.
Oh, okay. Well,
I have that problem too, Squatch. Don't worry about it, buddy.
yeah, no. All right, well. So, what's the deal with this? I'm reading about this, that you showed up talking to a guy on the phone at a conference in Nebraska?
Oh, yeah, Igor. Yeah, that guy's a real jerk. He misquoted me in that. Everything we said, he misquoted me.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm seeing in the story, it said you were talking about, having a problem with poachers and people that aren't good with the environment. That's not what you had to say?
Yeah, I actually love hunting myself. I like hunting black bears. No problem with poachers. I would just appreciate it if people didn't shoot at me.
Well,
sure.
I
I walk on 2 feet. I have a beautiful orange sheen. You can't miss me. I pay my taxes.
So the natural orange sheen of your fur is like your hunter's orange vest. So why would they? So to protect yourself in the natural environment, is that correct?
Yeah, and I made that comment once. I was at a fire with some friends, and somebody threw some trash, and I said, "Hey, pick that up." I don't want it to be taken out of proportion. I'm not Smokey the Bear. I don't want that to be written on my tombstone or anything.
Okay, so you're not Captain Planet, essentially. You're just a concerned Squatch living in the environment. You don't want them to trash up your place.
Yeah. Don't be a jerk. Clean up your trash, but don't put that under my name.
All right. Well, it's good to get the actual word on the way you feel about things. I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. So we all see those Jack Link's commercials, and I've been trying to tell people that that's the real Sasquatch, but nobody believes me. You acted in those, right?
Yeah, I did. And people act like I'm elusive, but I'm out here sending my photos. I'm trying to get my name out.
Okay.
That's why I don't understand why people are trying to hunt me. I have my number listed. You can call me. It's $20 per minute. I accept PayPal, Bitcoin, or Doge.
Doge, you highly invested in Doge, right? Yeah.
I didn't get in as early as I wanted to, but I put a little bit of the Jack Link's cash in there. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, you get those big Jack Link's residual checks, don't you, Squatch?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you. So your full name is Sasquatch. Do you find the term Bigfoot offensive? And where did the term Yeti come from? Is that just another term for you, or is that like a cousin of yours in another country?
Well, actually, Bigfoot's what the ladies call me.
Well, big feet, makes sense, right?
Wow, ladies, man. All right.
No, Yeti he must be a distant cousin. I don't know him from our family, but we did do the DNA test, and it turns out we have like 10 cousins back, I think, something like that.
Oh, I see. So you don't see him at like Sasquatch family reunions or anything?
Yeah, nothing like that. We did contact, and I talked to him on Twitter, so he's a good guy.
Wow. So you've got okay. I didn't know you had a Twitter.
Yeah.
So is there anything else? Before I let you go, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got a lot going on right now, but is there anything else that you wanted to tell people while you have the opportunity here on the Noka News Network?
Really, just I'm looking for an acting career. So if you have any spots, if you need an extra, check out my Jack Links. I have a whole reel I can send you of some things I've been working on at home, and please reach out to me.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Sasquatch. We'll talk. We'll talk later. We'll have you on the podcast again. Is that cool?
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks, Squatch Master General. Talk to you later, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I'll bill you.
Sasquatch, everybody. Sasquatch. He must be busy. He hung up on us.
I saw he big leagued us, man. Hung up on us. I wonder what carrier the old Squatch is using nowadays.
Well, Verizon has the best coverage, so I would imagine.
He seems like he's probably one of those Boost Mobile kind of guys.
He does. Yeah, he has changed numbers quite a few times.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I didn't know you knew Sasquatch.
Yeah, well, we ran into each other before.
Did you give him rides to the Super 8 as well?
No. But working in the entertainment industry, you run into people.
That's true. Well, I'm glad that you never name dropped like that before.
No, I like to keep it to myself. He and I are friends. It's not just a celebrity that I know. He and I we're pals.
Nice.
All right, Dan, that was our conversation with Sasquatch. Glad we got him on the phone.
Yeah, he seems like a real stand-up kind of fella.
Yeah, good luck to him with his acting career, and I hope it works out.
I don't really see him being an extra. I think he's going to have issues, Ricky. I was thinking about this.
Well,
I don't think he can play third guy on Subway on NCIS. He's a Squatch.
I was thinking about that too. It might be hard for him to get into being an extra or being like a character guy. However, if the right project comes along, of course he's perfect for it.
Maybe he should try voice acting.
Oh, yeah. Well, he could. Yeah. I mean, he's got a pleasing voice. He could probably do a lot of that.
Yeah, I think so. Can't believe we talked to Sasquatch.
Well, hopefully we can get him on again in the future.
I'm sure you've got his number, it seems like.
Well, yeah. Well, for now, until he gets a new burner.
Exactly. Well, like I said, Boost Noble, man. What else? You got anything else exciting?
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to start in downtown Toronto, Canada with a farm, I guess. There is one in downtown Toronto, Canada.
Sure.
I was under the impression...
Wacky Canadians, you.
Yes, they are very wacky. I was under the impression that Toronto was like Canada's New York, but as it turns out, there's a farm downtown, which is very different than America's New York. Police say they are investigating after a 3-month-old goat was stolen from her pen in a downtown Toronto farm overnight on Thursday.
Yeah, that's different than a pigeon in an uptown apartment.
Yes, it is. Officers responded to a call for a break and enter at Riverdale Farm, located.
Break and enter.
Well, in Canada, they call it.
Oh, that makes it. They're
Things that
being
are
polite.
slightly-
Oh, it's a break and enter there, eh?
It's not breaking and entering. It's a passive. It's a break and enter. Not necessarily related to one another. They just both happen to occur. It's at Riverdale Farm, located on 201 Winchester Street. And that happened on Thursday night. Investigators say between 5:30 p.m. Wednesday and 7 p.m. on Thursday, a suspect or suspects took a Nubian goat named Juniper from her pen.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her. Steal them goats, huh?
Juniper was described as weighing 30 pounds with black and silver fur, brown legs, and white ears. Police said Juniper.
You know the sound they make is called a bleat.
I did know that, yeah.
There you go.
Police said Juniper, the goat, has an identical twin sibling named Justine, who was left behind in the pen unharmed.
Maybe they meant to get Justine and actually grab Juniper instead. Maybe it's a whole switcheroo.
Riverdale Farm staff are understandably upset and are extremely concerned about Juniper, who, they say, would not leave the pen without her mother and would have likely cried out during the incident, said Detective Constable Graham Ellis. Please, anyone with information about Juniper the goat, please contact the Toronto Police or Crime Stoppers at 416-808-5104. You know what, Dan? I feel like we've found a home here on the Noka News Network.
Yeah, we're so happy that we get to share our home with all of our friends out there in the Noka News Network nation.
You know what? We've taken parts of this episode tonight to learn and to love. And we've been able to introduce a couple new friends along the way.
That's right, like the Sasquatch and our new field reporter friend Michael.
That's true. That's true. We look forward to having both of them talk to the rest of our friends here at the Noka News Network.
We want to hear from the rest of our friends out there too, so please contact us at newsroom@nokanews.com and our hotline at 614-398-0770.
Leave us a voicemail, and if it makes us happy and makes us smile, we'll share it with everyone else, and we can all become friends together.
And if you want to show that you're one of our friends, you can always go to the nokanews.store and pick yourself out a beautiful t-shirt, either one of the classic designs or one of our 2 new designs showing that you love the alligator holidays like we do.
There are t-shirts that feature Gator Christmas and Gator Halloween that you're sure to love.
Thanks everyone for listening, and just one more quick shout out to one particular group of friends that we made. Ricky, hit the button.
Noka News Network.